Hi guys, hope you guys are doing great. So today I'm going to talk about the risk versus the gain ratio for every exercise. So now for whatever we do in life, the risk element can never be zero. So if we step out on the roads, we can always meet with an accident. But of course, that is not that we stop going out. So there is a risk involved in everything. It can never be zero. It can be 0.0001%, but then it will always be there. It can never be zero. And so is the case with any form of exercise that you choose. So of course, we need to be doing those exercises which we enjoy. That's of course the first criteria. But we must also understand what is the risk associated in that form of exercise versus the gains. So if the gains are high, at least if the risks are high, then at least the gain should be high. But ideally, we should be going for low risk and medium to high gain exercises, because low risk would mean that we can do it easily for the long term, and high risk means that there's always a chance of injury, which will always throw back our health journey by maybe months and years, and maybe at times it can totally derail our fitness journey. So ideally, if your goal is only health and fitness, I would suggest to go for low risk exercises. And if it is competition and if it's a passion, your passion for something, or your love for a particular sport or a particular exercise, then obviously I can't say much, but then we must always evaluate the risk versus the gain. So let me give you an example that what do I mean by this risk versus gain. For example, walking. Now, brisk walking has the lowest risk, because the only risk that is attached is which is equivalent to just doing our day-to-day activities. The risk associated is as low as that. Whereas the gains are quite good; they are medium to high, because brisk walking can do wonders to our health. I have seen people who have reversed their lifestyle diseases just by following a very stringent walking routine, of course with good eating habits. But then the benefits of walk are very, very, very high, and definitely with a low risk. Second, say we compare running. Now, running has a high risk component, because there are a lot of areas where you can get injured. It puts a lot of pressure on your ankles, your knees, and your back, lower back. So there is a high chance that if you run continuously, you may develop pain in your ankle, knees, and lower back. So you need to do a lot of other strengthening exercises to ensure that you don't develop this pain. But and so that is where the risk is quite high, and the gains are also high, definitely higher than walk. If you just cut out the risk part, then definitely the gains are high. But when you bring the gains and the risk together, then I would still feel that walking just edges past running, because of the low risk component. Because if it is something low, you can do it for life, and if it is a high risk, then somewhere down the line you may have to discontinue with it. Another example, if I take, say, cycling, I don't mean static cycling, I mean cycling on the roads. So there the risk is very, very, very high, because apart from the risk involved in the exercise itself, there is a risk of accident, because it can always happen that you fall down, or some other vehicle comes and hit you. So the risk element is very, very, very high, and the gains are only medium. So I would recommend cycling only if you really have the passion for that sport or for that exercise, but definitely not as means to get just a healthy lifestyle. So this was a comparison between three very basic exercises that many of us take: walking, running, and cycling. And similarly, any other form of exercise will have certain risks and will have certain gains. So we must always evaluate the two before before going into it, so that we are aware that what we are stepping into. If I want to give another example, it can be of the gymming. So if you go just gymming, it might be highly risky, but if you go with a trainer, then the risk factor goes down and the gain factor goes up. So guys, this was all about the risk versus gain. Thank you for listening and watching. Until we meet again, be healthy, be happy, and be safe. Thank you so much.